Righto, CodeBet Daily, episode 2. We're rolling. This is CodeBet Daily, and this is the second half of our FIFA World Cup preview. I am still Jaymz Clements. I'm the world's handsomest editor of codebet.com.au because I am the only editor of codebet.com.au. But anyway, over here, we've got Alex, we've got Stats Guy. You can check us all out on codebet.com.au. It's a pretty good website. I'm going to keep saying it.
There's a lot of stuff there.
It's got a lot going on. So we've done the first 16 teams, all prepping for, a bit of World Cup action in Qatar.
Firefest 2.0.
Firefest 2.0 says Alex, he reckons. Look, so groups A through D we've covered.
Yep.
We've hit on some of the big ones. We've hit Argentina. We've hit England. We've hit the Netherlands. France.
Gave Australia a drive-by.
Australia, yeah.
Love this though. Group E.
Group of death.
E.
Yeah,
the group
definitely
of
the group
death.
of death. Yeah,
this is
awesome.
sick.
Awesome group.
My favourite thing is though, everyone who gets slotted in when the World Cup draw is announced, every group is the group. Oh, we got the group of death. It's like, shut up, idiot. You didn't get the group of death. This
one.
This is the group of death.
Because you got
Absolutely.
Spain at $9. You got Germany at 11.
Yep.
Japan at 251-1, and Costa Rica 501. Spain and Germany, obviously the clear favourites. Talk me through it. Let's start at the bottom. Let's go Costa Rica. What are we looking at? Who do we like? What are we feeling?
Good on them for making it.
Oh, that's
well
nice.
done.
Okay.
Good on you for picking up your 9 mil.
Yeah, look, they're not going to do too much. I don't think they actually made it in the quarterfinals 2 World Cups ago, but they've still got that same side. So now they're all over 30. Not very fast, I think.
So they're looking for like the over 40s World Cup.
Yeah,
is what you're telling
pretty
me.
much. They're in the veterans.
Yeah, nice.
So
It's like an over 28s nightclub, just
Hey.
reeking of desperation and Alex.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, whoa. Not anymore. Thank you.
All right, settle down. Way to get married. Japan,
Sorry,
251 for Japan.
They've been, I like how I said this is a group of death, and they were like, yeah, Japan and Costa Rica are awful.
oh,
They're not
it's-
awful though.
Japan-
That's kind of the thing, right? Like in terms of
are
like
right,
other
yeah.
groups, you've
Yeah.
got far lower basement teams.
You
rather
don't,
than these
yeah,
things.
it's because you've got 2 of the best teams in the World Cup in the group.
But if you snooze
think
against
Japan-
one of like these teams, like Costa Rica or Japan, like you can't just take them
if you
easy.
turn up,
That's why it's the group
if you
of
turn
death.
up thinking you're going to win and just be, oh, yeah, we'll just roll through these and get the job done,
won't be
you
easy.
get beaten. And the thing is, if you lose, if Germany or Spain lose to one another, it's like, oh crap, we need to win our last 2 games.
Exactly.
I think, as well, Japan will probably, if they weren't in this group, if they were in any other group, not any other group, but some of the other groups, they would make it out. They'd be under
Well, if you
$100
put them in
odds, I think.
if you swapped Australia out and put Japan in there, I'd back Japan to beat Denmark, I reckon.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
They've got a lot of pace.
Denmark with what, $41? This
Yeah.
is 251.
Yeah,
Exactly,
because you got the you got a $9 and $11 chance in the group.
Exactly.
Very unlucky.
So Japan, you don't like
They can
their
cause a
chances,
scare.
but
They can cause a
still,
scare.
Yeah.
I kind of like it.
Yeah.
I'm just from harkening back to the halcyon days of what 2002 was the. What year did we have the Korea and Japan?
Yeah, that was that year, yeah.
2002,
Oh,
wasn't
that's
it?
right.
That's
Yeah.
when South
Yeah.
Korea made the semis.
Yes,
great.
That was awesome.
Good times, great memories that I can barely remember.
Yeah,
Germany, $11.
Yeah, awesome squad.
The Germans,
Awesome
they are very
squad.
efficient, yes?
Yes.
Efficient, simple, champion team, not a team of champions. They play the system that is set out for them. They get the job done, and they've just flown under the radar.
Yeah.
You can't ever discount the Germans in a big tournament. It's unfathomable to not see them doing well.
Yeah, they've won the second most World Cups in history, 4, which doesn't sound like that much, but yeah, still the second most. And they've got...
It's a lot if you only played every 4 years.
That's true.
And it's
They've
only-
been playing it
and
since
the World
it
Cup's only
started,
been
but-
going since 1930. So when there's only been like,
True.
23 of them,
Yeah.
you've won a quarter of them.
Yeah. I think as
sixth.
well, they've got a good balance between experience and youth as well. Yeah, they'll go really well.
Really good team.
Yeah.
And Spain.
The same. Again, like everyone's sort of talking about England, Argentina, Brazil, France. Can't discount Spain. Like they are really good as well. Like
Can we discount how your voice broke?
Yeah, I know. Just good old spat for there.
Spain.
Spain.
One day you'll grow up and be
Yeah,
a real
I know.
boy.
I'll be
It's
a real
okay.
boy one day. Sorry, Trish. Look, I think, again, for me, how Spain and Germany go depends on where they finish in the group. I think the runner-up of this group will go further than the winner of the group.
So that's the side of the bracket they land on, right?
Yeah. So it's if you come runner-up here, I think you come up against like the winner of either. I think it's Group H or Group F. I don't have it off the top of my head, but you're either going to run to Belgium, Croatia, or like Portugal and Uruguay.
Jeez.
And Spain and Germany can very easily just run straight through them and get into the round of 16.
I still think, Spain could take it all out. I think even if they come up against one of those favourite teams, they're going to go pretty well and they could roll through them. I think, if that's their toughest game, they'll get through it and go all the way, I reckon.
Love it. All right. 3 players to look out for in this group. Obviously, we've got plenty. We've got the Spanish. We've got all the Germans. It's a pretty fun one, but where we're going to start, I think we're going to start in Japan.
Yeah, I love, I'm a big Celtic supporter in Scotland, so I'm going to be a bit biased here. They've got Dyson Maeda. He loves running up and down the wings. He's quick. I think he might catch a few of these teams off guard with his pace. Yeah, they won't probably win too many games, but both teams to score bet and a high-scoring game could be good through his ball use.
I like it. Who else?
Give Kai Havertz a big tournament here ever since his big money move from Leverkusen across to Chelsea.
Another Chelsea.
Good for Chelsea. They're
everywhere.
still 8th.
Yeah.
Hasn't done a hell of a lot for what his sort of reputation, I guess, and what everyone expected from him. He could have a big tournament. He plays with a bit more freedom for Germany. 10 goals, 10 assists in his 30 matches so far. I think he's in for a big tournament. He's got Thomas Muller sitting in behind him in the 10 position, and Thomas Muller is one of the best German players ever. I look forward to him scoring a bundle of goals and be like, hey, I'm pretty good at this. I'm going to go back to England and go better.
Nice. Last player to look out for. Who we got?
Yeah, I'll go with the Spanish goalkeeper, Unai Simon. He has had 5 of his last 6 games have been clean sheets, even in the Nations League, which you come up against very similar teams, Standard and things like that. I think he'll go pretty well, and their defence is very experienced. So a few clean sheets, I think, is a good bet for them.
Love it. Going to be getting stuck right as some tapas as I celebrate a Spanish win, I reckon. Who gets through? It's got to be Spain and Germany, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But, I mean, is there like an outside chance that,
Japan could cause a scare.
Let's remember, Germany did bottle it.
They did. They lost to South Korea.
Yeah, but they also finished the bottom in 2018 in Russia. So could happen again. I seriously doubt it, but we'll see.
So lots of value in the Spain-Germany get out of the group stage.
Not much value, but they should get out.
Well, there's value. We're going to
goal scorers and it'll be all on our website.
Yeah, go to CodeBet. Check it out.
Yeah, check out all the breakdowns on codebet.com.au. Good website, that one. Belgium, headline Group F. I got a little bit of time for Belgium.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll just flag this. Just saying. We got Canada. I love Canada.
First ever World Cup.
Really?
Yep.
I didn't know that one.
Oh, wow. It's their first World Cup, eh?
And they're going to play. They're going to play 2 in a row because they're already qualified for 2026 as the hosts.
So they're loving it.
So Belgium are at $13.
Yep.
Canada, 251. Morocco, 251. Same. And Croatia, 41. So obviously Belgium and Croatia, the red hot favourites.
Yep.
But it does sort of feel like, there's a little bit of value there in someone like Morocco, or maybe even Canada. Sort of get over there. Like just if someone slips up out of Belgium and Croatia.
Yeah, but you've got 2nd and 3rd from the 2018 World Cup in this group.
Yeah.
Croatia at $41 seems a big price.
Yeah, smoky.
But I think Belgium can make a deep run. You look through their squad, provided everyone gets fit. If Eden Hazard decides to, play what he did like at Chelsea, hey, another Chelsea player.
Yes.
Romelu Lukaku, soon to be ex-Chelsea, if he's fit, they can really make a deep run because you've got that. You've also probably got the most complete footballer in the tournament in Kevin De Bruyne, just sitting there in midfield, just controlling the park.
A freak, yep.
So I think that's where it comes for them. Their defence is what worries me. It's the same defence they had 4 years ago who are all playing in Italy and England. Now they're back in the Belgian league. Yeah. So it's like you haven't gotten better defensively. You're probably better as an attacking lineup, but your defence is a bit,
Yeah, they could go the overs for their goals in lots of their matches. I reckon their defence is pretty solid, but they've got a lot of old, slow. Yeah, and they'll concede a few goals, but they'll probably still win a few games.
So we're talking a lot of, 3-1 games?
3-1, I reckon. Even 4-1, 4-2.
Yeah, there's over 2.5 for the total goals, over 3.5 as well. Looks,
Absolutely.
Love it. Talk me through Canada and Morocco.
Look, I'm looking forward to seeing Alphonso Davies on the world stage for Canada. Bayern Munich left back. He'll play a much more attacking role in this because, kind of needs to because he's really good and Canada sort of aren't.
Yeah.
Jonathan David is their striker. He's a player to look out for. I feel like he's a player that could easily score 3 or 4 goals in this group stage, and then someone from either, Italy, Spain, or England goes, hey, get that guy, David Jonathan, get him over here. I reckon he could very easily end up in the Premier League or somewhere in the next sort of 6 to 12 months.
David Jonathan or Jonathan David?
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the joke because they won't understand who he is.
So my joke is it's and it's Jonathan Davis from Korn. So just out there with his 90s new metal dreadlocks causing havoc for Canada. Morocco, anything there?
No.
Good
luck.
They don't have really any star players. They're not playing in any of the top leagues from what I know, so I don't think they'll go too well.
Tough team. Croatia. $41. What do we got?
Luka Modric's baby.
Yeah, he's amazing.
He'll let him out of the group again. The ageless wonder, the baby-faced assassin. Probably his last World Cup as well. I know we're saying that for a lot of gun players, but he took them all the way to the finals and won the Golden Ball, which is, their version of the Brownlow, however you want to call it. Look, he'll get them out. I don't know how far they're going to go, but he'll get them out of the group at least.
Yeah, I think their midfield is really experienced. You've got Mateo Kovacic in there as well. He's a great passer. And then you've got Modric. They've just got guys that are just going to feed their forwards.
And Perisic has been in good form
as well. Yeah. So their midfield is just, has so many stars and they'll provide lots of assists.
It's actually frustrating, I think, that you've got two of the better kits in the world at the top of this one. And then it's kind of weirdly mixed up between Canada and Morocco as well. It's like Belgium and Croatia are awesome kits.
They do.
Whereas Canada and Morocco, it's like, but if Morocco, look, they can pull off some good ones, but I just don't know about the Canadian one.
Yeah.
It's like we had so much like potential there for like a great kit group. But anyway, 3 players to look out for. Who we got?
We already mentioned him, Alphonso Davies. For me, I think he'll come out of it going as an even better player, and people realising actually how good he is. Because I suppose not a lot of, unless you're like a hardcore fan, especially from an Australian point of view, would have watched a lot of Bundesliga. So looking to see him sort of have a breakout tournament. Yeah,
I'll go back to Kevin De Bruyne. He's got the most assists in the Premier League 4 times. I think, backing him for the most assists at $7 is a good bet.
How good's betting?
And he'll just provide Lukaku with a lot of goals and a lot of assists.
And Modric?
Well, he's just the player to look out for as well. Just seeing if he can, turn it back once again.
Yeah.
If he does it, awesome. Like I love the fairy tale. There's always one in the World Cup. It could be Croatia yet again.
Yep.
Love it. So we're backing Belgium and Croatia get through?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. They're the one
clear standouts.
Cool. Group G. This is a good group.
Hey,
Brazil.
There.
Brazil at $5. Serbia at 101. Switzerland at $81.
I'm surprised about that one.
Cameroon, 251. Wow.
That's guy's surprised. Let's go with him first.
Extremely balanced, huh?
Yeah.
Like wildly balanced. Let's go through it. Let's start at Cameroon. We'll start at the bottom, work our way up. The Cameroonians.
Is that what they're called?
Yeah. They are.
just asking.
Yeah,
not the Camerons. Like, let's roll with Cameroonian and go from there.
I think they've had some really good players in the past, but now they don't really have any star players coming into this. Their youth coming through as in the top league. It used to be, I think it was Eto'o, is Cameroonian.
Yeah.
He was a freak and he was dominated the World Cups, but they don't have that star player that every other team does. So I think they'll struggle.
All right, Switzerland?
Look, I don't think they can get out of the group either.
That's why I was surprised they were lower odds than Serbia.
Okay. I don't see it. Just pretty simple. They're just sort of like, they're here. Hey, cool. You make it out. But then if you make it out of the group, you get knocked out in the group round of 16. But that's
a very neutral take of you.
Well, I've lent into them. Yeah. So that's why I just.
Yeah, they got a lot of older guys as well. They've got Sommer in goals. He's getting there, getting old as well. So I think they'll struggle.
So you're trying to say they're as regular as clockwork.
Yeah, literally.
Like
paint drying.
Serbia.
Underrated squad.
Absolutely.
Mitrovic up forward, been scoring a lot of goals for Fulham. He'll again be another one of those players that wants to sort of stamp himself on the world stage, coming off the the record-breaking season in the Championship last year, more goals than anyone in the history of the Championship, with Fulham getting promoted, and they've backed it up again this year. Look, I think they'll go well. I won't be surprised if they get it out of the group and then even win in the round of 16 and just cause one of the big upsets, because they're sort of the team that can do that, given they're all around that same level, but they'll just buy into that system and just keep chugging and hopefully get through, and then they'll be chugging a lot of beers.
Absolutely.
Nice. That tasty Serbian beer. Brazil.
Strong. So good.
Yeah, they
$5 shortest price favourite going in, right?
They'll win.
Yeah. Well, Alex is taking them to win. I don't know if they'll win, but they will at least make the semis, possibly the final. Their team is just so deep. Every position you could change.
You
their
could
team
literally
three
put a
times,
Brazil B team in and they'd make the semis.
Absolutely. Their depth is amazing.
Yeah.
So in terms of like betting, when you've got someone so short, like is it worth actually sort of fishing around? Like, are they almost unbackable at $5?
At $5, they are to a degree, but it's like if you took the Bet R promotion at 100 to 1, you'd be sitting pretty. Hey.
Well played.
I did. But look, I think them to get 9 points, which is to go undefeated in the group, that's $3.25. So you're getting just,
bit of value on them.
Just a bit more than half for them to go unbeaten through their group, which is, it's like, hey, we get out of the group, sweet, and then you don't have to worry about it. And then it just depends on what sort of value you get depending on who they come up against. The thing is, they're going to be $1.40, $1.50 for their first 5 games. And then once you get to the semis, up against whoever they come up there, it's, $1.80 or so.
Yep.
I love it. 3 players to look out for in Group G. These guys are pretty good.
Neymar, although he's actually been famous in the last few World Cups for diving, flopping, people
Not turning up on the world stage and doing,
I think he's going to have a really good. He's had a really good season for PSG. He's going to have a really good World Cup.
One of the great names, though, as well, for screaming out for goals.
Absolutely,
it's just
yeah.
The perfect sort of cadence is Neymar, and away you go. Like, it's perfect.
Oh, well.
Yeah, but then you've got someone like Rodrigo and Vinicius Jr., both from Real Madrid.
Yeah, young guys coming through.
They're the young guys that could just go, hey, we're the next generation.
Absolutely.
We're going to dominate this tournament.
Give me some Vinny Jr.
I
love
Vinny big Jr. fan. And Gabriel Jesus, please score a goal. I'm sick of talking about it. Seriously.
Who else? Anybody else we're looking out for?
Even though we didn't talk up Switzerland that much, there's Xherdan Shaqiri. He has scored in
They call him Shaq, right?
They call him the human meatball as well. He's just this little guy, but he's quick.
Fast.
He's fast. He's a bit older now, but he's scored in, I think, the last 3 World Cups that he's played in. He can get a goal, so he could be value for a goal scorer.
I love it. It's like the way that literally anyone was kind of big and like hulking.
Yeah.
They called them the
Meatball.
Greek Shaq,
the
Australian
really?
Shaq, Outback Shaq, etc.
Switzerland Shaq.
And now you got Swiss Shack. Swiss Shack. It sounds like a horrible, like, meatball-based fast food eatery.
Yeah,
I'm excited for it. Who gets through?
Brazil and Serbia.
Yeah, Brazil and Serbia. We looked at the odds and Switzerland were somehow favourites over Serbia, but yeah, Serbia.
Let's also remember the odds makers somehow know more than us all the time.
Yes.
Always. Group H, the last group. Wow, we're flying through this. Portugal, $15. Treat yourself to some Nando's. Ghana, 251. Uruguay, 41. And South Korea, 251 as well. So let's concentrate on South Korea and Ghana at 251 first. Are they much of a chance to get out of this group? What do you think?
No.
No, I don't think so either. You got South Korea. They might be missing their best player, Heung-min Son, in the first few games. So he pretty much carries that side. He scores a lot of winning goals. Without him, they've got no depth. And I think they'll struggle.
Ghana have got Thomas Partey. That's literally it.
Yeah, actually.
They might get a point. Like, that might be the game where one of these teams can get a point against each other when they play them.
Yep.
That's about it for them, I think.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Uruguay. The storied history against the Aussies, Uruguay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Outside of that, look, they've always been one of those weird, dangerous floaters throughout World Cups. And it's like one of these, they feel to me like one of the sort of longer price, like, oh, hang on a second. Just keep an eye on them kind of teams.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, you look at their attacking lineup, which is Edison Cavani, Luis Suarez, who are two of the older goal scorers
guns,
and just absolute guns from sort of almost yesteryear now.
Yeah.
And then you got the new kid on the block, and Darwin Nunez, who's finally hit some form at Liverpool, hit form at the right time after headbutting a guy in like the third game, coming in, on a hot streak in essence, scored 6 goals. Those 3 up front, that's a scary combination. If I'm a goalkeeper, I'm like, oh, this is going to suck.
I'm not just scared. I think they're intimidating a little bit. They've got Suarez,
who's bites you.
been 2 people on a football pitch. They've got Nunez, who's got multiple red cards, and Cavani's just a big guy. So if I'm a defender, some of the defenders from Ghana might just walk out of the way against them, I think.
Just get out of there.
Yeah.
Like it. And Portugal.
Oh, where do we start?
There's like some bloke who plays for them who might have been in the news lately.
Bruno Fernandes.
He probably wasn't in the news, but
so talk me up about Portugal's chances here. $15, like they're probably one of the longest favourites at the moment, right?
Yeah. I think they're good value.
Yep. So out of the top tier, they're probably the lowest price out of the top 8, essentially?
Yeah, about that.
Yeah.
So why can they win it? Why can't they win it?
Cristiano Ronaldo. Literally why they can and why they can't in 2 words. The selfish, petulant child throws the toys out of the cot when things don't go his way or someone doesn't pass it to him. If he's like, hey, I'm going to, forget all this utter junk I've been talking about the last couple of weeks and just focus on football, Portugal can go very deep into this tournament. If he carries on like how well Cristiano Ronaldo carries on, they'll get knocked out in the group probably, the way they're going. But they should get out of the group. Just depends on if, Ronaldo wants to play the game.
I just find this ironic considering the way you carry on in the office. Like, it's very Ronaldo-esque.
Can I get his paycheck?
Maybe. I don't know. You'll have to ask him. Liam, you got any thoughts on Portugal?
Yeah, I think they've got a really good midfield as well. So, in the past, they've sort of relied on Ronaldo a bit just to score goals, take people on. But their midfield of Bernardo Silva and Bruno Fernandes, a really good passing midfield, can score shots from outside the box. So
but then they've got the centre-backs from Manchester City as well, and Cancelo and Diaz. That's really good.
It's a really good team. If you're doing fantasy, jump on.
And then you got João Felix, who hasn't scored a goal, I think you were telling me, for Portugal?
Yeah, he's never scored a goal.
That is ridiculous. And he's worth like $100 million.
Yeah. But I think he'll have a breakout tournament as well.
Yeah.
Actually.
Love it. You talked me into Portugal a bit.
Yeah.
3 players to look out for in Group H.
I've combined Bruno Fernandes and Ronaldo just because, they're both at Manchester United for now. Is that relationship going to, stay cool for the next couple of weeks? If it does, as it should, all good. If it doesn't, it's kind of like the 2 most important links in the squad.
Absolutely.
If there's no harmoniousness between the 2.
Yep. And then I'll go Uruguay's Darwin Núñez. He plays for Liverpool. He's been in great form for Liverpool. He was getting red cards and couldn't score at the start, but he's in great form. And he'll tear this group apart.
Busting heads and scoring goals.
Absolutely.
Kind of love it.
Yeah.
And who's the last player we're looking out for?
And we'll just look on for Song Heung-min if he gets on the pitch.
Yeah, he's one of the best
he
players
can
in the
lead
world.
South Korea to hopefully a point or 2, but that's about it.
He's a weapon.
Yeah, he's
love it. So sounds like you're leaning towards Portugal and Uruguay to get out.
Yep.
Yeah, heavily towards them.
Pretty easy.
Yeah.
How do you feel about my Uruguay vibes of, dangerous smoky?
Well, they're the team that if they're the runner-up, you almost don't want to run into them
No.
in the round of 16 because that's that awkward matchup, like the same of who's going to come up against the Spain and Germany as the runner-up. You really don't want that.
Yeah, they can score goals quickly as well.
And so in terms of Portugal at 15, that's a pretty solid amount of value in that, right?
I don't want any part of it.
Yeah.
They're probably in my top 3, I'd say.
So we've talked about Messi and Ronaldo, neither of which has a World Cup.
Yep.
This is probably both their best. Well, this is their last
This is
chance.
their
Yeah,
last.
it is probably.
This is probably the best squad Ronaldo's had behind him.
It's pretty hard to ride a wave of emotion to a World Cup victory. But if someone was able to do it, you feel like it's either of these 2, right?
Yeah, but you'd also think if it was in Europe or South America, it'd add to it the fact that it's in the barren desert. It probably doesn't help the atmosphere and everything else going on. So I'm not really sure that the emotional wave and the fairy tales, just where the World Cup is, I don't think it can happen.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit tougher. Whereas if you were in South America or Europe, as you mentioned, you just know that those stands would be absolutely packed with absolute lunatics, just going absolutely
bunch of
ham.
And Argentina and Portugal can actually meet in the final. So if they were to play each other, they can.
I think that's the promoter's dream.
Which is the fairy tale. That would be probably the best thing that's happened in almost football history. Yeah.
Brazil, France would be 2 with Mbappe against Neymar
but
as well.
just 2 of the best players in my lifetime.
So we do have a thing on NBA Australia, NFL Australia called Outback Takehouse.
Cheap plug.
It's Thursday at Outback. You know what that means? That's right. We're eating some blooming onions. No one knows what this is in Australia, but apparently it's some sort of deep fried onion. And today's Flame Grill take is 100% FIFA have already rigged this. So we get Messi and Ronaldo.
If you watch that
in the
documentary on
final.
I wouldn't be
Netflix,
surprised.
yes.
I wouldn't be
Only
surprised.
at Outback. All right. Starting on some best bets.
Guest bets?
Guess bets. Or we just guess.
Should we pan to the social guy sitting over there?
If you track Alex's bets, his are all guess bets. So
hey,
I'm just saying.
You know what? I've been back at Arsenal all season. They're doing me well.
Yeah, you guessed on a good team. Well done. Liam, who you got?
For my best bet of the whole thing, it'd be France to be the highest scoring team in the whole tournament. They got the best attackers in the world in Mbappe and Benzema. They could probably have at least 5 to probably 8 goals each, I reckon, especially through the group stages. They're going to dominate.
That's good for the weird bets of over 171 goals for the tournament.
Absolutely. There's $7 on Ladbrokes to have the highest scoring team.
I also like the Benzema sounds like something your mum would give to you when you've got a cold when you're 5.
Yeah.
It's I don't want the Benzema. Anyway, Alex, have you got another one?
Brazil 9 points in their group, so to go undefeated, $3.25. I think that's a pretty good price through Ladbrokes, especially when some other competitors have it at about $2.50. So take the overs theirs. I think they'll win all 3 of their games.
All right, pretend I've just read through all of your World Cup previews and I don't actually really know a giant amount about soccer. Just pretend that for a second.
Sure.
All right? Football, as we like to call it here. What's another good bet?
Brazil will win the tournament.
All right. Brazil to win the tournament, yeah. I'll go USA to finish second in their group.
Love that one. Argentina, could they go over 9.5 goals?
Very easily, given the fact that, you think they're probably going to play at least 5 games. So that's only 2 goals a game.
Yeah.
And especially with some of the minnows that you come up against in the group stage, you can
score 4 in one of them.
Yeah, that's it. If you get 4 or 5 goals against one of them, you're well on your way to doing it. So I think at $2 with Bet365, that's a pretty good bet.
All right. Remember, you can also check out all the weird best bets and bizarre bets that we're going to have throughout this World Cup over on cobet.com.
I've got a really funny one in that article too, which if you're English, you won't like it.
Well, the good thing is Alex has been funny about twice ever, so this one must be awesome. Biggest disappointment of this World Cup? Who's going to be the biggest letdown? Who are you seeing? What are you predicting? Who are you basically trying to fade? It's I'm going to put money going against this team whenever I can, or against this player. What are you feeling?
England, they're $8. They're the third favourites in the whole
Yeah,
tournament.
should be.
I think they're going to get knocked out in the quarterfinals. So they're not even going to make the final four. There's just no harmony in the team. They can't figure out what their best 11 is, as we've said in the previous episode. I think they get knocked out in the quarters, if not earlier. All the pressure gets to them.
If they win through, they'll play France
in
the quarters.
If it all works out, they'll run into France in the quarterfinals, who we should also expect to get there too.
Yeah.
France will just run through them.
Yeah, agreed. Biggest disappointment would probably be South Korea. They were giant killers in the last two World Cups. I'm
throwing a flag here. How can a 250 to 1 team be a disappointment?
I'm just giving a bet to the people. If you're
But that's not a bet.
Let me finish it off. I'm going for, if South Korea don't have Sun in the first few games, load up on the other team. They'll probably have some opponents that are paying $2 and above. So yeah, load up if they don't have Sun. And yeah, they've sort of been everyone's second team in the past. They've been knocked out Germany last World Cup before that, Colombia. So yeah, they used to be a pretty good side, but they won't go too well.
Tough one. The biggest disappointment of my World Cup will be, I don't know, if I don't get to watch Gareth Bale's beautiful hair flowing enough.
Hopefully they stay around. Yeah.
Doesn't make it into the round of 16. There you go. Big calls though. Let's do it. Who wins it and why? What do you reckon?
Brazil, they're better than everyone. Simple as that. Their squad depth is just amazing. Even if someone like Neymar goes down, you still have players like Rodrigo and Vinicius Jr. that can stand.
Absolutely.
They can step up. You've got Gabriel Jesus who's going to be on the bench. They've got two of the best goalkeepers in the world. So it's like, who do we choose today? Edison or Alisson Becker?
Two of the best in the world.
Pretty good problem to have, you know? I think they'll just win.
I'm going to go Spain. They're a bit more value. They've got a really experienced defence with Jordi Alba and Sergio Busquets. And then they've got the best young player awarded in the world of Pedri. He will tear it up. He's going to get some assists. He hasn't had much experience, but...
There's a good trio of youth there
Absolutely.
in Gavi, Pedri and Ansu Fati. That is ridiculous.
Yeah, they dominate for Barcelona, and I think they can do the same for Spain.
Just a side note, you can get $1.75 about Uruguay to beat South Korea in 8 days' time.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
That seems a good bet. Honestly, I think Uruguay win anyway, and if without Son, they'll definitely win.
Absolutely.
Love it. Well, who's actually going to win the World Cup? Argentina.
Oh, really?
Because you guys didn't pick them, they will win this. And because knowing your run of picks of late, both of you, I'm just going to have to land with me and Lionel Messi. If I'm going to trust anybody in this one, I'm going to trust the GOAT.
Nice.
And I do wonder about that combination of like the sort of neutral setting.
Yeah.
And how that might actually relieve some of the pressure for some of the big names like Messi, like Ronaldo.
Not as much pressure.
Because it's a long way from Argentina to Qatar.
Yeah.
Exactly. So maybe just the burden of expectation won't be quite.
So that's why I'm going with Brazil. I think the South American teams have a bit of an advantage as well, given the climate as well.
That's a good call.
Sort of grown up around the heat, whereas the Poms, they'll get like 3rd-degree burns in the sun. I can't talk as well, but I'm just saying.
They get 3rd-degree burns from the aircon.
Yeah.
Anyway, and there you go. That's it. That's who's going to win the World Cup. I've called it. I've nailed it. You can probably try to listen to those two as well if you want. But either way, you can listen to all of us on CoBet Daily. Good podcast, that one. And you can read us at cobet.com.au. Follow all your World Cup odds and analyses.
Also, rate us and leave a review. Give us the 5 stars.
Yeah,
we need that.
Or we'll subject you to listening to more of Alex. So like, review, subscribe across all your podcast apps. Check us a follow on the old socials. What have we got? IGs. We've got the Facey. Got
Twitter,
the Twitter.
TikTok.
Whatever.
TikTok.
Get on TikTok as well.
All the good stuff.
Yeah.
CodeBetAU.
Codebet.com.au for the website. CodeBetAU for everything else, basically.
Absolutely.
There you go. World Cup. You excited? You pumped?
Oh, pumped. Can't wait.
I look forward to drinking a lot of coffee.
Lots of sleepless nights.
I love it. And we'll be daily during the World Cup. So stick around and keep you up to date. That's what we do. It's CodeBet. It's CodeBet Daily. See you in the trenches.